All right, welcome back, everybody. We are working on Millville and MX Bikes, finally switching over from YouTube or from Twitch to YouTube. I'm kind of excited about that change. Past couple days, we've been doing things over on Twitch because I've been trying to get my YouTube channel set up. So we will be doing stuff over here for the time being, and we're gonna get started here in just a second. Um, So my current project in MX Bikes is Millville, a replica of the 2020 Millville. I've been using some GoPro footage and stuff like that to replicate it, and I'm basing all of this off of the TFC tutorial series, which I've done a couple times now. Once I built Hangtown, both installments, and my previous track. So I'll just kind of answer questions as they pop up in chat here, and yeah, all right, let's get to work. Between my last stream yesterday and starting now, I've finished the finish line section of the track and the first or the last downhill and the triple. I've tested it and it's all working really, really well. So what we have left to do as far as editing the height map is uh, the double triple section with the roller and the S turn. So honestly, this will probably take us maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes, because the most of the detail work is already done, minus track edges and stuff like that, and then we will get to editing with the texture map brush and trying to build a highlight mask so we can actually see what the heck we're doing. Hey Jesse, good to see you, bud. Thanks for tuning in. I can always count on you to come watch my subpar streams with my Corsair headset and microphone. Um, all right. View this textured. Gonna pull up some reference footage here. Give me a second while I pull up YouTube on my other screen. Here we go. All right. I just want to be able to want to be able to monitor my streaming software and stuff like that on my second monitor, so that's why was doing all that stuff. Anyway, all right, we need to look up Spring Creek 2020. I've been using the Adam Cincerillo 450 footage, and I've been looking at this as well. Go ahead and unmute both of those. Gonna turn down the desktop volume just a little bit. So far, we've knocked out all of this. This has come together really, really well. All pretty much polished. It's ready to go for objects for the most part after we get some texturing done. And I think the in-game track rides very, very similarly. I'm pretty proud of how far this has come along. All done. That uphill triple works really, really well on both a 450 and a 250. I'm excited to show you guys it. This downhill's a lot of fun. I added some braking bumps at the very bottom of it this morning, some like 0.2 bulldozed across and then smoothed it out to make the bike just kick a little bit more, to encourage you to slow down just ever so slightly. That corner's just fine. Added the braking bumps. Just need to put in some track edges. Need to add in this divider. And this is the section we'll be working on first. It's just kind of adding some minor details in here. But it doesn't really look like there's track edges there, except for maybe on the face of that triple. And this is all stuff that I completed this morning as well. Alright, so let's start here and work our way backwards. So it looks like we have a little bit of a track edge built up just on the face of this triple. So we will add that in real quick. Switch to bulldoze 0.3. Here we go. We're just going to pull it down right on the side of the face of the triple here. Do this in slightly smaller increments. Hey Carmen, glad you can join us again. Dude, I haven't forgotten about, the thing you promised me, the whoop monster. I'm still freaking stoked about him. All right, so we'll pull the track edges down to here. Yeah, like I said before, wanted to make the switch to YouTube simply for archival and discovery purposes. It's just way easier to discover things on YouTube, and the playback is awesome. So I want this to be sort of a resource that people can use, and this is just the best way to do it, I think. So thank you guys for coming along with me while I switch platforms. I appreciate it. Carmen, I'm not sure what you saw, but I did the downhill section into the finish line and the roller into the start straight this morning before I started streaming, just because I wanted to skip that. Got into about 5 hours of the COD beta. Nice. We'll open up the track edges here. That way there's a little bit of margin for error. Pull this down. Looks like absolute garbage right now. Coming here with some pretty intense smoothing. Mulok messaged me last night on the Discord and asked how long did I spend on track edges yesterday. And I streamed for about 7 hours yesterday, which is a long ass time. And I felt it when I was going to bed. I was like, holy shit, I'm exhausted from talking to myself all day. But I realistically think I spent probably 4 to 5-ish hours on track edges yesterday. And damn, it sucked, but it's worth it. The detail that the track edges add really does make it worth it. There are some symmetry issues on the face of this triple. Like right here, you can see how it dips down. I'm going to switch to a polygon view. Just going to touch that up. So we will open up our bulldozer to here. And we're just going to kind of fly in and out just a little bit. Make it a little more symmetrical. Oh, come on. There we go. That's closer. Then we'll go in there with some pretty moderate smoothing. And just roll over the top. Yeah, and that warranted a better result. The face is all fine. That double is a-okay. I do need to fix... I don't know how I feel about this roller. The outside is a little bit taller than the inside, which I'm okay with. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it. I think that roller's fine. Let's jump back and hit this S-turn. We will just knock out this section, and then we're done with height map for the most part. So let's go to view, textured, and switch back to the GoPro footage here. Need to add a track edge in all the way around this inside line and then merging into the outside. And that track edge there on the far outside is going to just act as a little bit of a berm. All right, so we'll do this. Here we go. We'll start on the apex and work our way backwards. And this doesn't have to be perfect the first pass. I mean, other people have different opinions about that, but I don't think it needs to be. I guess I should explain why I'm choosing to do this. If you watch TFC's tutorials, he talks a lot about using the bulldozer tool to make berms and stuff like that, and he is very much a firm believer of making it smooth on the first pass through and stuff like that, and it makes for a really, really smooth riding berm. However, my technique is to kind of do it and just make it a little rough and then fill it in with um, the level bulldozing tool. And what that does is makes it just a little bit bumpier. That doesn't make it as smooth and as easy to rail, um, which I enjoy. Um, or that also could be me making excuses for laziness. Who knows? All right. Yeah, Mulak makes a good point. All right, so we'll come back in here with some. Oh, no, I'm gonna take that track edge all the way down. I'm not gonna work it in yet. Actually, I might let it work itself into the side of the hill just a little bit. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna walk it all the way around and down. What's up, Hudson? Yep, switching it up just because of the archival reasons. You can archive things on YouTube a lot easier. Okay, we'll take that from here. Sorry, guys. Take that from here all the way down. Then open it back up when it gets flat and we have a thicker surface. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Good, and then we'll work this in up here and create a little bit of a wall going down the side of the hill. Man, pardon guys, I got something in my throat. Okay, I'm gonna start to connect all these. We'll level this out and make it kind of a little platform. You know, one thing I also want to add to this track that I didn't add into Hangtown and tried, just couldn't really figure out, nor did I want to have the time to figure out because I was just ready to release Hangtown in 2018 at least, was marshals. I want to figure out how to get marshals on the track. There's a lot of things I want to do. I want to get chainsaw sounds back where the whoop monster is, and I want to do the marshals, and I also would like to figure out how to get a giant American flag in there because I feel like that's a staple of this track is that giant ass flag you see on the second huge uphill, not vertical offset. No. We'll go smooth 5. Open this up, kind of pull it back into the hill. There we go, and then we will blend. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of effect that I was going for, where the track edge just kind of like pops out of the side of the mountain just a little bit. There we go. I've been running 1.0. Dude, that's awesome. You know, I'm not too sure. Carmen, I'm not too sure at all. I'll have to go back and look. Jesse, I'm so stoked about St. Louis. I didn't remember their lap times being that fast either. But then again, that race was 10 years ago. More than. Okay, we'll come in here with some slight smoothing, and this will create an outside line that is a relevant choice. You'll be able to push a little bit more. Okay, so thanks for going to check on that for me, Hudson. Here's the debate that I have, the question that I have right now. In the track footage, when they're going through the chicane, there is a divider that the riders had ridden over. So, like, there's a clear inside line that's built up a little bit, and that's just because the track is soft. But then there's this. There's this little divider right here. And then they clearly have just said, you know, screw it, we're going to cross it, and then they're able to take the inside line. I feel like if I don't put that there, then the only logical choice is going to be to go inside, inside, um, which makes me nervous because I want line choice to be like a deciding factor. So what do you guys think I should do? Do you think I should have that divider there, or do you think I should have it as to where it kind of melds back in and you can decide? And it is gonna have to be a last minute choice like it is there. He clearly like yanks it over right before the inside line pops up. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna just back up just a little bit and look at this. I need to add an inside line in there. That track edge is totally fine. I'm very happy with it. I do need to make sure this gets flatter sooner. The divider. Okay. So add the divider in, but yeah, and then just have it, you know, fade into the track a little bit, like at the very top of the hill. That's what I'll do, is I'll work it back all the way through here and then have this part be flat. So if you chose to, you can. I make it so you have the delivery step over it. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. And I don't think there really is a wrong answer there. You can either do what the correct track creators are intended to do, or you can do what, uh, you know, the riders chose to do. Okay, that's what I will do. I am going to fix this real quick and have this hill level out more. Tools, level at. I think we're around 8 meters in here. Yeah, we're about 8 meters. And then we'll grab the bulldozer tool and pull down from here to there. And that just destroyed the track edge that I made, but subsequently made a new one for me, so I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to lower this down to 7.5. Level at 7.5. Just drop another half a meter. And I'm going to take this all the way back here just so I have some things to work, I have room to work with. Okay, then we'll bulldoze from here down to the corner. And it didn't destroy my track edge, thank God. Pull it over. Oh, don't do it. Don't you do this to me. Thank you. Nope, that is not what I wanted. We'll have this, I'll pull it down steeper so then I can pull it into the hill like this. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I can just do this. Okay. And then we'll get in here with some very intense smoothing. I'll bump it up to 10. Just touch this. And then we'll go real hard in here to make it look more natural. Cool, and I think that's gonna, yeah, that feels more realistic because the mountain doesn't really protrude out as much as I had it uh, on the right side there. Yeah, it's very much level and it kind of goes off straight here, which is kind of what I've got going on right here. So I'm good with the way that looks so far. All right, I am going to, oh, I just need, all right, so let's grab the bulldoze tool. I'm going to leave it on the thinnest setting with 0 offset. And we're going to go about here and pull straight down. And that's going to make a divider. And I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. Okay, gonna redo that. I don't want it to pinch off the inside as much, or the outside as much as it is. So we'll go around here. to here, and then we will do one of these numbers. Okay, and I'm going to vertically offset this by 0.2 and then level it out again because I want this to be just a little bit taller. I want it to feel more like a divider and rather than just a suggestion or just like a bump in the track, you know? And then we'll have it fade in to the hill right in there. So we'll get in here with some super moderate smoothing just to take away the rough edges there, and we'll have it just nicely fade in. I'm gonna leave the outside mostly as is because it's yeah, because you're not gonna go outside, so there's no need to make it almost crossable. Pretty pleased with that. Pretty happy overall. So we'll go with it. Things I have to do yet. Add this inside line, track edge on the inside here, track edge on the outside up into the mountain. And then I think maybe a track edge here, wrapping around the inside. The lapper line. Yes, the lapper line. The lapper line is definitely outside. All right. So let's work our way backwards here. I'm going to have a track edge go from here all the way around. And we'll have it fade into the berm down here. So we'll go offset 0.3. That has been my choice for track edges. I think it makes it just prominent enough that you can see it when it'll be highlighted by a mask, but not like overly prominent where it's, you know, like something your eye is drawn to almost as an obstacle or something like that. I think it'll be really nice. And it looks natural, I think is really important as well. It looks like it's been tilled up and that's just where all the excess dirt has gone. Did I work that track edge in over here? Nope, so we'll do that as well. We'll just work it into the face of this roller right there. Okay, and then we'll go back to 0 and just start to connect them all. I was just hammering out some laps this morning, and guys, I'm super excited about how this has come along. This track rides, in my opinion, really well. It's definitely the best type map I've ever built, and I'll chalk that up to one, being able to talk to you guys about the choices that I'm making, and it's forcing me to think through them a bit more. And also, editing in 4K has just like changed my life because you have so much more control. There's just so much more fidelity to what's happening. I'm very excited to share this with you. That's connected up. That's all connected in. Cool, now we can just pull this over. And let's get to smoothing. 5 seems to be my chosen intensity for smoothing the outsides of the track edges. Okay, yes, there is that. And then we'll very lightly come in and go to shrink the reticle just a little bit and just touch the inside of this. I'm going to leave that pretty steep because I don't want people to just hug the inside line and not feel like they're going to suffer because of it. All right, we're going with that. Woo. I need to turn off turbo mode. Turbo is just too much. All right, I'm going to add the track edge inside and merge it into the roller and then have it come back out. So I'll start here and then work my way over. Bulldoze 0.3. Then I have to add this inside line. And then, guys, I think I'm pretty much done. We are really, really close on this height map, and I'm super thrilled about it. I'm very thrilled about it. Because don't get me wrong, I love working in L3DT. It's been a lot of fun. This has been a really rewarding process, but also like I'm very ready to get onto something else and like do some texture mapping and stuff like that, or do some masking and etc. Very, very ready. Okay, we'll have this come down here, fade into the hill, and then start up again this direction. You know, one thing TFC does in or says in his videos is the more time you put into this, the better the outcome. And I think that's, you know, generally true. But I mean, that is very, very true as far as this height map is concerned. I'm taking the time to put in these details like track edges, and it automatically makes it feel more realistic. And it's kind of wonderful. I'm very, very pleased that I took, you know, the what felt like a million hours out of my day yesterday to add these in because it really does improve the overall feel of the track. Which is also compounded by the fact that I now have a dirt clod texture, and I have a very good friend of mine to thank for that one. That adds a lot as well. Ooh, getting excited. I can't wait to not add another track edge. Holy crap. I'm so ready to be done with track edges. I'll have fade in just like that, and fade back out. Then we'll have it kind of creep into the berm there. All right, we have it fade out of the hill, and boom, track edge, fade into the roller, and out. Dude, I would love that. If you know, if they would use Hangtown too, that would be great. That would make building the time you put in building the track worth it. Is if they used it in the series, which I like to think they would because you know there's been on the forums people saying like, oh, what's your current you know top 5 tracks or whatever, and Hangtown is like Hangtown or Hangtown 2018 is on a majority of those lists, which it is encouraging. So fingers crossed. Sad. Well, someone's going to be really busy running or building all these, and maybe I can cut them some slack. All right, get into smoothing. Yeah, Spring Creek was on the schedule this year. So maybe I'd be totally fine if they used it. In fact, I encourage them to go for it. Make it worth the time that I put in, and you using it in the series would be great. Yeah, that's how I felt about Romp. Like it got released and no one really rides it anymore. When I was like, oh, whatever, it is what it is. But then again, like I don't feel like any track is going to get recognition unless it's a replica. I don't know. That's just how I see it, though. All right, gonna very, very slightly smooth the inside. And then I just gotta add that inside line and bada bit boom pow. Yeah, just that's a little jagged. Okay, just gonna touch up that was bothering me. All right, let me take a look at this inside line. Ooh, we're so close. Whew. I'm getting excited. Okay. Um, I'm going to add a little roughness up there, and we'll add an inside line right in here. So let me look at the footage again and see what this looked like. So yeah, two very distinct lines, an outside and an inside. It's not necessarily built up. It's just kind of a rut that's formed from people, just riding on top of each other. So that's the route that we'll take as well. We'll have the rut start about here, and then we'll have it just wrap around about midway through the track. And you can either choose to, take the outside or you can take the inside. Um, so the way I'm going to choose to do this is drop this 0.3. Do you add the hill things? I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Thompson. The anthill things. Oh yeah, I do add some of those like roughness patches that TFC does. I do those slightly differently. Um, there isn't a lot of small roughness on this track. It's a lot of big roughness. So when I've been choosing to add it, I've been using a different technique, but getting a similar result, just one that's a little more violent and spectacular. Ooh, I'm setting that up pretty close. I think I might put two lines in here. Inside, middle, and outside. To reward those players that check up quite a bit, You know what I mean? Catch what I'm throwing down. Because I think there's something to be said about rewarding, an inside line or an inside line choice. So we'll do that, and then we'll add an outside line, or a middle line back here. That's going to just push a little bit farther out towards the extreme of the turn, and then kick back in some. That's a very, very general shape. All right, we'll level this out here. And then when I add the part that is above where I'm digging out, it's going to smooth things out just a little bit. And maybe these lines are too close. I don't know. I can't decide yet. Let me add in the top real quick. So we're going to drop this to 0.2. Whoopsies. And I really haven't jacked up a rut to the point where I need to restart it. And this might be the time. I think it's salvageable. I think it's salvageable. Think is the key word. We'll see how this goes. I might just end up leveling it and restarting. Come on now. I need to switch to a polygon view. It's going to look like junk. Yeah, it does. But I think I can work with this. I think I can definitely work with that. Okay, that inside line is fine. I'm gonna scoop this out a little bit more, and we'll work on. You son of a gun! I hate when it does that. Thank you. we'll really draw out the entrance to this rut and make this one a little bit shallower to get into, a little bit harder, because I don't want that inside line to just be like the most popular line. I don't think it is, because people are going to go flying down that hill. Okay, let's open up the cursor here. And then we're going to bulldoze this to the track edge a little bit to kind of make it more, to make it just a little bit more forgiving. When it comes to this, I almost prefer to see no red at all, because I know I'm taking away as much material as I can. There we go. Here, and then we will split the difference. And then we will have a nice, whoa! I jacked up that exit. Have a decent exit. Okay. It looks like garbage right now. Use one as a wall. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. They look huge right now, but they're actually pretty darn small. Okay. Gonna bump this down to 3. No, I got hung up when I was trying to smooth that out. I'm gonna bump it down to 2. Okay. All right. All right. That's there. It's there. There's gonna be a bump on the inside, but you know, I'm not. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So I'm actually gonna, you know, like you won't really start to really lean into the rut into here, and then when that happens, this is all gonna open up. So you will have some space. I mean, it won't be. It'll be. You'll have the same amount of space as you would in, you know, a mid-size apartment, not a mansion. And I will extensively test this before I finalize it or anything like that. So, like, if you catch, you know, a foot peg or something like that pretty consistently, then I'll fix the rut. But then again, I also think there's something to be said about a rut being difficult to hit. So we'll kind of just take it as it comes to us. Gotta connect things here. Second one's coming together a little bit better than the first one. Except for that bump there. Except for those 2 bumps. So I'm gonna replace that. Okay, that was a better placement. It was fine. God, I friggin' L3DT. Alright, and then we'll pull that all the way down to there. Alright, let's get in here with some smoothing. That's vertical offset. Okay. There's that. Bump it down a little bit more. Okay, that's a pretty decent entrance, I think. And then we'll quickly roll over all of that. Yeah. All right. That'll do just fine. And we'll test that and see how it does. I mean, it's definitely not a rut that you're going to hook into, and it's definitely not a rut you're going to hook into, but I think it'll be okay. The romps, or the ruts on romp look very similar, and you can build some pretty decent momentum in those. This peak here needs to. Okay, let's go with that for right now. See how it does. Some decent line choice in that curve. Um, and I'll add some just generic roughness in here. Mick Chicken, just so I know, do you mind telling me, like, is that your you're gonna go third gear pin around those corners? Do you build tracks or anything like that in the game? Are you in the Discord server? I don't remember seeing your name, but then again, I don't always pay much attention to what's going on in the Discord. Some generic roughness that'll just kick you around a little bit, not let you get away with too much. Open up this reticle some. Alright. Yeah. Alright, guys, I think I am going to back out of this and give her a good old test and see what we can come down with. Oh, okay, awesome. All right, man. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you setting like a ridiculously fast lap time. Now I do believe that you would attack these corners and freaking third gear pin. All right, let's see how this looks. If this tests well, then I'm gonna label the height map officially done, at least as far as the track. And then when I do TMB stuff, texture map brush, I'll look at pathways and stuff like that and make sure those are good to go. All right, export active map layer down to raw height map 4K.